Set for the kickoff, Nebraska won the toss. They deferred. Oklahoma will receive. And this is Chris Brown with the kickoff for the Cornhuskers. He squibs it down to the 7-yard line. Jarrell Jackson still on his feet. Jackson out to the 28-yard line. They've had a good week of preparation. First down and 10 for Oklahoma. Fuente sacked on the first play of the game back at the 22-yard line. Look at the starting quarterback for Oklahoma, Justin Fuente, completing 49% of his passes, just 3 of 9 a week ago.
Only freshman starting quarterback in the Big 12.
Fuente with a very strong arm. Second down, here's the counter. A loss of about 3 on that play. As we look at the Chili's backs and receivers, James Allen has been a different player since that Texas victory.
Yeah, he has 397 yards in his last 3 games.
And a look at the offensive line that he'll be running behind.
And this line is not off to a very good start so far in today's game. Bruce McClure, the best player in that front 5.
Third down and 21 for the quick-tempoed Oklahoma offense. Fuente to pass, almost sacked, passes it incomplete. And a look at the black shirt front 7.
Yeah, and they sacked him on the first play and knocked him down on the second pass attempt today.
And a look at the defensive backfield, one of the better ones in the conference, led by Eric Stokes, number 16. Punting is number 82, Brian Lewis, who gets off a nice high spiraling punt back at the 37-yard line. And the Cornhuskers, and there's a look at the starting quarterback for Nebraska, Scott Frost, who last week 12 of 16. Osborne says he had his best week ever at Nebraska. Look at Scott Frost, a transfer from Stanford University. Handed off on first down to Amon Green. The Chili's backs and receivers, Brian Schuster, the lead blocker on those ISOs they like to run.
Yeah, he's a guy who doesn't carry the ball much, but those tailbacks need Brian Schuster to open holes for him.
And one of the best offensive lines in college football, John.
And Adam True doesn't get a whole lot of attention because there's so many other good players, but he's a good athletic left tackle, playing very well this year.
Second down. They hand it off again to Green. And Tyrell Peters, number 45, a guy who runs a 4.5 40. Good speed and strength.
3 straight years he's been leading that team in tackles, too.
Mike Woods seizing the starting position for Oklahoma.
I think he's a little nervous today, starting his first game.
Third down and 8 for Nebraska on their opening series. Frost the pass, and it's incomplete. A catchable ball. 13 punts inside the 20-yard line. Oklahoma brings a little pressure, and Jackson feels it at the 11. Jackson brought down at the 14-yard line.
That whole scandal with the lunch and everything else, they're supposed to be able to play in that football game.
And James Allen stopped us here in Norman, Oklahoma. Second down and 11 for the hometown Sooners. Zeros on the scoreboard. Fuente overthrows. Third and long. This is James Allen out to the 20-yard line. Been a problem for Oklahoma all year. This time they get the punt off. Another high kick comes down to the 40. Williams, and they're
contact foul, interference with an opportunity for a fair catch, 5 yards from the end of the run.
Ball on the 44-yard line, first and 10 for the Cornhuskers out of the eye. The toss. Brought down. Second down and 10 out of the eye. Play fake. Frost has a man open downfield, and he barely overthrows him.
He threw that a little bit too far, frustrated with himself.
Third down and long. Frost back to the air again and incomplete. Part in Oklahoma's turnaround this season, returning a punt for a touchdown against Texas. And here he calls for the fair catch of the 13-yard line. James Earl Jones, one of the great voices yet. And now Damon Parker in. And Damon Parker, Oklahoma Sooners, came over from Texas Tech. Damon Parker stopped up at the 15-yard line, playing on the end for Nebraska. Third and long, Fuente to pass, and he's sacked back at the 11-yard line by Tomic.
Shots at Justin Fuente.
Lewis punting out of his end zone. Chevin Williams, and it bounces off an Oklahoma player's helmet.
No, guys, I
don't think that can happen.
It's getting close.
Green and Schuster out of the eye. This is Amon Green, who was rocked at the 50-yard line. Be a nice thing to see. The Big 12 causing some changes in this rivalry. One consistent thing, though, for either side. 3rd and 10. Play fake by Frost. Under pressure. Sacked back at the 45-yard line by Travian Smith.
I am not a big fan of play action on 3rd and long.
Cush gets his punt off with the wind at his back, sending Jackson back, and this one travels into the end zone. Oklahoma will get the ball.
In the field position work can really hurt you as a football team.
Here's the counter. James Allen with nowhere to go. Now cuts it back. He's got an alley. James Allen out to the 31-yard line.
On the other side of the football field and make the best game today for Oklahoma.
They try to set up the flanker screen, John.
How to throw this kind of plays against bump and run cornerbacks.
They send a man in motion and they run it. This is James Allen again. And 3 for Oklahoma. Fuente to pass. Has time this time. And it's incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for his trusty tight end. 3 men back deep for Nebraska. This punt gets a very fortuitous roll. And brought down at the 30-yard line out of their ace formation. They run the counter tray. Nothing happening on that play. Kelly Gregg, they've rushed it 6 times for -1 yard. Frost on the flanker screen, incomplete and almost picked off that time.
Keep in mind, Amon Green dropped that first pass, and his confidence gets going early if he can get some early completions.
3rd and 13 out of the backfield. Here's his first completion, but it'll be far short of the first down. Amon Green, high snap, but he gets it down. They bring pressure and barely get it off. Jackson back at the 19, and he fumbles it. And Jackson will be down at the 8-yard line. It's 0s on the scoreboard. Allen and Chandler working out of the offset eye. Oklahoma with 1 first down to date. Allen running between the tackles, falls forward to the 14-yard line. We can reach up and give them a high five. They run it up the middle this time. Approaching 2 minutes to play in this, the first quarter. Very fast-paced first quarter. Allen open out of the backfield, has to make a man miss. He made the first guy miss, but with his 5th punt in this, the first quarter, a low-line drive, shanked. Let's see where they mark this one. Somewhere in the vicinity of the 45-yard line. Backs out of the eye. Amon Green running over the left side over Dishman and Adam True from President Bourne. 2nd down and 9. Frost on the out pattern, complete near the first down marker.
Better off throwing off of play action than he is dropping back.
They give it to the fullback, number 28, Schuster, who is going absolutely nowhere on that play. Well, the first 15 minutes of play is in the books. Defensive coordinator Bill Young's team holding up so good so far. 0s on the board in Norman. We'll be right back. Damon Benning now seeing his first action of the day in a tailback. Holbein in motion. Under pressure, Frost wisely, astutely throws it away. Well, those corners going to get tested now with 4 wideouts. On the option, Frost keeps it and pays a dear price. Better pass rusher, got good pressure on the quarterback that time on the run. Cush trying to hang this one inside the 20. And Jackson calls for the fair catch at the 7-yard line. A lot of times you'll see those spirals bounce in the same direction. Damon Parker gets the handoff on 1st and 10. Parker lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Just underway here in the second quarter. Fuente hands it off to Parker again, who runs over the left side of the line, gets near the 10. They need to get to the 17-yard line. Fuente to pass, has time, and overthrows his intended receiver, Chevin Williams. Octavius McFarland and Damon Benning back deep. This will be Benning who lets it Bounce out of bounds.
12 and a half minutes left in the second quarter.
2 tights and 2 wides. A single back set for Scott Frost, who fires incomplete for Vershawn Jackson. John back here, second down and 10 on the option.
A great play that way.
He's pretty explosive. Third down and 6 for Frost. Passing. On the out pattern, incomplete for John Vedral.
To the outside and deliver that ball. He didn't seem to quite do that.
Cush gets the punt off, bounces at the 30. Here's Jackson. Did he get it back? Nebraska says they have it. Let's wait for the official indication. The officials say Nebraska ball. Turnovers. First and 10 at the 17-yard line. Oklahoma 17. That's the freshman, D'Angelo Evans.
Always wanted to play for Nebraska.
He was booed lustily at Kansas State.
He sure was.
Second down and 6. Evans again. Right now it's third down and 4 for Nebraska. Vedral in motion. Frost on the option. Gets to the perimeter where he makes something happen. Frost has the first down
In a 10-yard sprint.
Here's Evans, tripped up at the 8-yard line. Double tight end formation. Frost on the option, and the Sooners are option sound.
And make the hit on Scott Frost.
First and goal. Evans stopped up at the 8-yard line.
His team's doing a great job so far.
Here's Chris Brown's field goal attempt from 25 yards out. And he knocks it through the pipes. But as I mentioned moments ago, a moral victory of sorts for the Oklahoma Sooner defense. The Cornhuskers lead it 3-0 when we return.
A little bit of that miracle cream on that ankle. He's looking a lot better.
He might be a thespian, huh? Although I'm not doubting that it may have hurt. Here's Jackson on the return.
To coach on the field, but he watches over all of his players.
James Allen brought down at the 20-yard line, flagged down. And it'll be a hold against the Sooners. 4 wide receivers set. And they hand it off to Allen, who finds a crease out to the 13-yard line.
Without coming, we will continue to fight the game for 60 minutes.
Second and 17. Allen makes the catch, but he's brought down immediately at the 17-yard line.
The amount of time that your defense has to spend on the field, because this defense from Nebraska loves to go 3 and out.
Right now, third and long for the Sooners. Quick 3-step drop, picked off, and what an interception that was. Number 56, Jay Foreman, looked like a wide receiver on that interception.
Dropped deep, and another turnover here now by Oklahoma.
And the give is to the fullback on first and 10, number 45, Joel Makovica. Nebraska got a field goal out of the last Oklahoma turnover. See if they can capitalize here. Frost at the 2, complete. Fumble. And Oklahoma has gotten it back. They may have gotten it back, but we're waiting for the ruling from the officials.
Oh, and it looks like they're having a discussion over this one. They may call the play down.
And it's going to stay Nebraska ball.
Watch him catch the ball, work upfield. He gets hit by White. See if that ball is clearly coming out. And it was recovered then by Dale Allen, number 84.
All for naught because D'Angelo Evans makes it a Nebraska touchdown. But the fans still upset about that last call. And the Nebraska Cornhuskers lead 10-0. Being showered by a chorus of boos are the officials. We'll be right back.
Here for Nebraska.
Chris Brown kicking off. Allen on the return at the 14-yard line. Right now, Eric Moore is the number one. The new quarterback for the Sooners hands it off to Devon Parker, who's brought down at the 13-yard line.
Keep in mind, Eric Moore was the starter all last year.
Here he is on the
And they all foul.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
But that's the only dead ball foul they're going to get here.
Officials go through the
like they do with all the officials right now.
Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. It's 2nd and 15. Moore on the quarterback draw. And the hole closed up. Chris Canty's victimized a lot of quarterbacks this year. 0 for 7 on third down conversions for Oklahoma today. They run the quick hitter to the fullback.
Where the Nebraska Cornhuskers are.
Out of his own end zone, Brian Lewis with the end-over-end punt. 45-yard line, that's Williams. They have the ball on Oklahoma's 35-yard line. Mon Green, the lone back. Play fake by Frost, downfield. Finds the seam nicely, complete to John Vedral. First and 10, John from the 17-yard line. 4 wide receivers. They run the option out of that set. And the Sooner defense, 2nd down and 9. A look at the countenance and the concentration of Amon Green. On the freeze option, Frost finds Vedral again, and it's ruled complete.
Again, another nice job of executing that play by Scott Frost.
He's now 6 of 13 to Green on the corner on the pitch, and he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Nebraska. But wait, there's a flag down on the play.
Territory.
Offside on the defense. Decline. Touchdown.
So the touchdown stands, much to the chagrin and disbelief of John Blake. Yeah, John, they've worked with a short field, too, which makes it much easier. Nebraska now leading 17-0. We're going to take a break and check in now with John Saunders, quarterback. And by the way, Tom Osborne has been suffering from laryngitis, so the players haven't heard much from him this week. But their game is speaking loud and clear.
The second half. And again in the first half today, they have not played very good football.
Eric Moore, John, in on his second series. James Allen brought down, calling for a face mask, and there's the flag.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot.
Again, via the penalty. At this pace, you take them any way you can get them. 1:25 to play now in the first half. 2nd and 13 for the Sooners. Moore, with his first pass attempt, overthrows his intended receiver, Michael McDaniel. McDaniel, a guy whose career has come alive under John Blake. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Gerald Williams. Oklahoma punting, and Lewis gets off a great one. Driving Williams back to the 23. Chevin Williams brought down at the 30-yard line. That's Damon Benning running between the tackles, gained maybe 2 yards. Too many horror stories about that in that sport. Out of the shotgun, a play they like to run. Benning gets the handoff. Oklahoma trying to snap a 5-game losing streak against their foes from Lincoln. On the draw, Benning finds a hole and has the first down at the 43-yard line.
He doesn't have that hairdo he used to have either. What was that, a mohawk cut or whatever?
Called it the boss.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, named it after himself.
Why not?
When you're good, you can do that kind of thing. Frost incomplete to end the first half of action. Tom Osborne and his crew leaving the field leading 17-0 after 30 minutes of play.
Hitting performance by the black shirts.
Oklahoma kicking off, and Damon Benning of Nebraska lets it go through his arms. And all right, the nose of the ball, the 20 for Nebraska. They run the counter. This is Damon Benning. Benning moves the pile forward. Oh, that a couple of weeks ago when they defeated Texas. 2nd down and 4 for Nebraska. It's Benning again.
That's going to linger with him through the rest of the year, it appears.
And D'Angelo Evans is in the game. He gets the play fake. Frost up top has a man, and it's dropped. Vershawn Jackson.
But it didn't look like Jackson had his hands in very good position to make the play.
They run the counter tray. D'Angelo Evans brought down number 90. Sets up to the right. Motion on the left side.
False start on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
3rd down and 12. Look at what Nebraska's done in third down conversions over 10 yards. Frost trying to change it, and it's picked off by Terry White. So the Sooners have their first takeaway of the ball game. Eric Moore in at quarterback in relief of Fuente. Here's James Allen. Flag down on the play. Allen down at the 38-yard line.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the fall. Repeat first down.
By both Oklahoma quarterbacks so far today.
Only 8 yards in passing offense. I mean, that's dominance defensively.
Well, they weren't in Nebraska's side of the field long. Moore completes it, though. Down to the 40-yard line, his trusty, sure-handed tight end, Steven Alexander, who played for the Chicks in high school. That's right, that's what they were called, the Chicks. James Allen on the counter. Allen steps out of bounds
To simply be the next Heisman Trophy winner here at Oklahoma. It just didn't happen for him.
3rd and 2, Allen has the first down. Still on his feet and brought down to the 28-yard line. John, that was Oklahoma's first third down conversion of the ball game. Allen stops on a dime, dives forward. 2nd down and 6. Twins to the left of Moore. They run it to Allen. And Allen gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard. 3rd and 6. Moore on the slant, and he's picked off. That's the freshman, Ralph Brown, still on his feet. And Brown just might go. He has more to beat. Double deuce is on the loose. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. An 83-yard interception return for a touchdown. Out of the hold of John Bedrell. Brown converts the extra point, and Nebraska leads 24-0. A rookie, a freshman, belying his years. Oklahoma leads, Nebraska leads when we come back. Brown has done a good job of that this year. People tried going his way early, but he came up with a big interception and a touchdown that time. Brandon Daniels on the return for Oklahoma. And it's a feeding frenzy now.
That's 17 points today off of turnovers for Nebraska.
And Eric Moore scrambling. Moore out near the 40-yard line and a late hit. No doubt that's a late hit.
He gets to play for real.
Dead ball foul on the Nebraska.
That must be...
Personal foul, late hit, 15 yards from the end of the run. Then we have another dead ball, personal foul on Nebraska, an additional 15 yards, first down.
The ball all the way down to Nebraska's 27-yard line. They blitz, Moore gets it off and has a man open. Incomplete to the tight end, Steven Alexander.
He might have gotten hurt. You see the way his arm is right there. That it hurt immensely.
Lewis Johnson getting an update on the injury for us. Meanwhile, Eric Moore struggling to stay on his feet, brought down at the 27-yard. 3rd down and 11 as a result. 4 wide receivers set for the Sooners. Moore made a nice move and hand-walked it down to the 23 from 41 yards out. He is 6 of 10 on the year with a long of 49. And he pushes this one to the left, wide. Scott Frost, the quarterback. D'Angelo Evans, the I-back. They give it to the fullback, though. Sure, we saw that in the Texas Tech game, didn't we? Fumble. They put it on the ground, still loose. And it's Oklahoma ball at the 22-yard line. Terry White. Oklahoma with 3 turnovers. Nebraska with 2. This is Damon Parker running off tackle. Bunch set by the receivers for Oklahoma. Moore's going to pass. Now he steps up. Flag down. And Moore is brought down at the 17-yard line. And it's against the Oklahoma Sooners.
Haven't scored in double figures in the last 4 games, so points have been hard to come by in this series for the Sooners.
Nebraska blitzing, no grounding call. Moore gets rid of it.
Get you into those known situations, and then they dictate things defensively.
And they come with a blitz, John. Moore scrambling again, gets it off to Allen, who's out of bounds at the 29-yard line. This one coming from 46 yards out, with a slight wind at his back. And this one is way wide. He misses the other way this time.
Yeah, he missed the 41-yarder to the right. He compensated, a longer kick.
All tonight at 8/7 Central right here on ABC. Frost out to the 35-yard line, tripped up by Terry White.
I think there's an interesting parallel, too, I'd like to draw about him and Tommy Frazier.
Here's Evans. D'Angelo Evans, who fumbled it last time, moves the pile impressively.
Deal with here.
They give it to the fullback this time. That's Schuster. Gains about 2 yards. Ended up with a stinger in his shoulder. He was still rubbing it yesterday at practice when he was
but the other guy was hurting worse than he was. That's all he cared about.
Run the counter. This is D'Angelo Evans out over midfield. Falls down right at the 50-yard line. 3rd down and 4 for Nebraska. Backs are out of the eye. Frost on the option, makes the pitch to Evans, puts his hat down, and a display of very, very strong running by D'Angelo Evans.
He did last year in high school.
John, 1st and 10, 4:05 remaining in the 3rd period. They look for the flanker screen. Frost downfield, has a man. Touchdown Huskers. Lance Brown, 41 yards on the strike.
Lance Brown is looking around like he did something wrong.
No relation for the extra point. Nebraska silencing the sellout crowd at Memorial Stadium with a 31-0 advantage. At the 18, Oklahoma. Fuente back in at quarterback. It's up in the air, and it's picked off. Fuente, on his first play back in the lineup, is picked off. 1st and 10. On the end around. Last year, Nebraska defeated Oklahoma 37-0. Right now, it is 31. Frost audibling at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they have trouble hearing him, but with a silent crowd, no trouble getting the call there. Evans.
And he won't allow his players to give in either.
Play fake by Frost. Has room, but is dragged down and stays on his feet. Miraculously.
Gave him a little turnstile shot there in the rear end, didn't he?
He tried to kick the turbo in. They give it to the fullback. That's Joel Makovica. 14 yards rushing. Into the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Brendan Holbein. Holbein, I wonder if
Scott's not going to get the football to him purposely.
Frost completes it and completes it for a touchdown. Number 25, Vedral. And the beat goes on for the Big Red from Lincoln. Leading 37-0. Make that 38 have been opportunistic. Brown's kickoff comes down short of the 15. It's still loose. Finally picked up by Brandon Daniels.
That's an excuse every little leaguer uses, right?
That and the dog ate my homework. Fuente almost. Is he picked off?
Yep.
Yes, he is. Eric Warfield, number 3. John, the last 3 of Fuente's passes have been picked off. Frost working again with a short field, wants some now, and it's incomplete.
By the time he's a senior, these games are going to be a lot closer, maybe as soon as next year.
Here's D'Angelo Evans. Dancing down to the 10-yard line.
And a lot of teams in the country are trying to copy this very defense.
A different Nebraska team since losing to Arizona State. Frost keeps it on the option. Backs out of the eye on 1st and goal for the Cornhuskers. Evans scooting. And touchdown, Nebraska.
Don't think Nebraska's trying to rub it in now, ladies and gentlemen. That's the second offensive line in there.
Is the 3rd string tailback. The extra point is good, and it's 45-0. Let's go back to John Saunders. It is 45-0 with 3 seconds to go now in the 3rd quarter. Brown with the kickoff. Daniels and Jackson back deep. This is Daniels. And he is smoked. Well, you can hear that shot all the way back in Lincoln, and we'll return with action between Nebraska and Oklahoma after this message and a word from our ABC stations. All right, John, back here. Oklahoma with the ball. James Allen on the rush. Pulls it out there. That's the scrum half. Back to the action. James Allen could have used a scrum or a scrum half.
We'll be keeping you updates. Look at John Saunders.
Backside pressure. Ooh, and he fumbles it. Fuente lost it.
Emotionally, because you have so little success against them.
Lewis's punt comes down at midfield and takes a good bounce for Oklahoma. Williams is brought down at the 35-yard line. 12:55 to play in the 4th quarter.
There's a lot of flack about Katzamora getting that number 45 too, but then people saw that true freshman play, and they changed their minds pretty quickly.
Yep. He's got some skills.
You know, I did
Young, of course, was the defensive coordinator for the Buckeyes a year ago. On the freeze option, Frost putting some ice on this one. Jackson, touchdown.
Opportunities to face Buckeye run because that's what their defense does.
Ted Retzlaff in for Brown with the extra point. Frost putting the deep, deep freeze on the Sooners today. And for a touchdown. 2 yards deep, that's Daniels. And Brandon Daniels is brought down to the 14-yard line.
And Jared Talmadge is a walk-on player on defense, so not only do you get the scholarship players, but you get a lot of talent to pull from the walk-on program. And that's been a staple of,
and it's something that he's very much aware of. 2nd down and 7. Fuente. Is it complete?
It is.
Well, not the way that they drew it up.
You think a 53-point comeback could be based on that play right there, Mark?
I don't know if there's a 53-point play in the playbook. Here's Parker. Still on his feet. No quit in this Oklahoma team.
Right on the football field.
You know, some interesting parallels there, excuse me, Mark, to that approach and with Gary Barnett.
A good point, John. And don't think for a minute that people around the country want to roll John Blair. Jackson on the reverse. Ooh, did he take a beating? Gets some very, very good talent here in Norman. Don't sleep on it.
He's working those stones every chance he gets.
3rd and 20, incomplete, intended for McDaniel. Lewis with his 10th punt now of the afternoon. Unbelievable. This one down to the 33. Matt Turman now in at quarterback for Scott Frost. Turman, the former walk-on, hands it off to his fullback. Facilities. Procurement of talent, the future. Turman completes the pass. Taking a look at some of the insides of the proposed building. A fumble by Evans. Oklahoma has it. Number 93, Martin Chase, has the ball. And Oklahoma
very active along with his other friends in the defensive front.
John, 8 turnovers today combined. 3 for Nebraska, 5 from Oklahoma. Damon Parker is not going to turn that over, though. touchdown Sooners.
And that's the first rushing touchdown against Nebraska, going all the way back to their opener against Michigan State. Nebraska has given up.
The extra point out of the hole to Brian Lewis. Jeremy Alexander is good. Damon Parker with an education and acceleration. Oklahoma gets on the board. Season against Nebraska's defense. I bet some of the second teamers are hearing it from the first team. There's another fumble by Williams.
You know, there it is. There's that wind-sun thing we're talking about. It's
7.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Thurman keeps it on the option. Lots of action in the Big 12, and Detmer always seems to be scrambling like a sandwich quarterback when he makes those plays.
Yeah, he really has trouble. Not trouble, he just sets his feet.
At quarterback. Full house backfield, Sims in motion. Nebraska now emptying its bench out. Funny you weren't saying that when you're trying to get some sleep.
Oh, well, a couple of weeks ago, I got a good night's sleep.
The ball at the 48 now, complete.
Brooke Behringer had a problem with his lung and did not play in that game. And that was Thurman's only start. They won that game. That was when Chad May was the quarterback for Kansas State.
Thurman pitches on the option to Jay Sims. Sims says, see ya, and I wouldn't want to be it, but he's down at the 1-yard line. Mike Woods with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Sims, fourth string, you said?
Yep, and his first touchdown.
It looked like he lost the football when he went over, though.
They gave it to him. Jay Sims tacks on one more yard to his total. Half in for the extra point. The lefty knocks it through. And the Cornhuskers with a commanding 59-7 lead. One more look at the airborne Jay Sims up and over for another Cornhusker touchdown.
Look where the football is.
Forget that you can see the WAC championship game on ABC December the 7th.
I'll tell you what, there'll be a big showdown there first. But now looking down,
and Sims is already headed to the bench. Fuente to pass, completes it for the first down to Jason Freeman. It's interesting. People used to say that Nebraska wasn't a good comeback type of team, and here is Damon Parker. Regardless of the score,
but everybody getting an idea of the kind of skill he possesses. And I think, you know, it's such a long season for these freshmen. I think sometimes they just lose a lot of the energy they need to have to make.
First down and 10 with 4:20 to play. That's Damon Parker getting to the corner. Parker with his second touchdown of the afternoon. Damon Parker, 17 yards to pay dirt.
The Nebraska defense has only given up 100 yards twice this year. Arizona State and Texas Tech. And now Damon Parker, you see at 98 yards. So Oklahoma goes over the century mark. But this has all occurred in the fourth quarter.
Here's the onside kick. And it's fielded by a member of the hands team for Nebraska. So at some juncture during this season, they'll need him.
That's a good point. And I think, you know, they have some games here coming up that are
first down and 5. 38-yard line for Nebraska. This is Jay Sims. Sims with the first down. Wow. Sims getting his share of the numbers. Down to the 23-yard line.
Position there. And then Washington into the Big 12 Conference. But I got a feeling they might win those first two games next year.
Want to count? No, thank you. I like my bones together in one place. Thank you very much, Lewis. The pass incomplete. Back now for the Cornhuskers. They snap it to the tailback, a play they like to use, and Sims is going to get his second touchdown. 22 yards.
And give him credit. That's what they're taught to do.
And the second string place kicker in for the extra point. Teddy, since the second quarter on. Boy, you know, has a pretty strong and accurate leg.
They have the two big games at the end of the year, Kansas State, and then, of course, Nebraska in the final game. And after their tough win against Texas last week, they may be suffering from a bit of a letdown.
Well, I like Damon Parker. Nice spin move to get away from one would-be tackler, Mo Bennett. And pretty soon, they've actually coined it as one of their credos and catchphrases. Parker, you want to get that game? Call your cable operator and find out which ones are available in your area. Fuente is brought down at the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 8 now for Oklahoma. Less than a minute to go. Fuente up top. Incomplete, intended for Mo Little, and a late flag.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
352. I bet that's like an hour and 15-minute game.
Easily. They love the option. Here's Damon Parker. Touchdown Sooners. No quit in number 33. 50 yards.
Being able to brag that he's not rushed any team this year against Nebraska. By himself.
Cheatham and Evans back deep for Nebraska. That's Kenny Cheatham. People, don't blink. Please don't blink. Kenny Cheatham, touchdown, Nebraska. The carnage continues.
Don't take that helmet. No, you can't do that.
I think he was trying to run off the field, but got stopped up.
See, now he realized, uh-oh, I can't do that. It's a celebration rule.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Nebraska. 15 yards, which will be administered on the kickoff.
Extra point is good.
It's good.
And Nebraska leads 73-21. 73 points. 28 seconds to play, and the clock starts. That's Daniels.
Adams, Bryant Westbrook, Chris Carter, and Trey Thomas. So Texas could have been in big trouble going into that game losing.
And the name of this tune, Huskers 73, Oklahoma 21. The genuine Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Scott Frost from Nebraska and Damon Parker from Oklahoma. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. It's been a Chevrolet tradition for more than a quarter of a century. The final score, 73-21.